videos we talked about. There's a whole lot of videos out there on the web now, not just on YouTube, although there's lots of really good videos on YouTube. Don't assume that all YouTube is people dancing the chicken dance or whatever, because there's really an awful lot out there. When I was presenting this, there was a group of people from Vancouver that you meet over in Scotland, and they were talking about using podcast assignments in their courses. And what they would do, it was really quite a simple assignment, but the student's job was to go out and locate a podcast, not a podcast, a YouTube video that was the best demonstration of a certain point in the class that they were trying to bring home. And they gave them a list of the ones where to start looking and what ones not to use. Because if you look up YouTube videos on the same topic, everybody will they're based on hits. So the most popular ones will come up first. So they would say, don't use this or this or this. But then what they made the students do was show the YouTube video. It was business, it was finance or investment or something. Show the YouTube video and then do their presentation integrating the video. It was the same presentation the prof had been doing for years and years and years, and the students all loved it because they got to go out and find this YouTube video. The rest of the assignment was all the same. But it felt that much more engaged and that much more interactive. So there's a whole bunch. If anybody's in education, there's this thing called the Annenberg Video Collection. There's tons and tons and tons of education videos. But anything you want to illustrate, you can illustrate better. We talked about collecting fast feedback. Here's the website. It's getfast.ca. If you do want to go and look at that FAST tool, it's free. Use it for a number of things. That's what the screen, it looks a little different now because it's too fast, but that's basically what the screen looks like. Web articles, obviously, if you're just looking for current articles and things, you can find them on the web. Your students polling you or you polling your students, so you don't absolutely have to have clickers. We talked about that. Here's a biggie. An awful lot of expensive educational softwares will allow individual demo versions to be downloaded. I think of some of the more expensive economic statistical softwares and some of the engineering CAD softwares, a number of different softwares. Your dean won't give you the money to buy a classroom set of Stata. I don't know. They probably would. But whatever software you'd like to have. What you can do is you can let each individual student, if they've got their own laptops, download a demo version of their own. And there is absolutely nothing illegal about asking 50 people to download a demo version of the same software once each individually and sign up for it. Because a lot of times when we want to show students how to use different kinds of software or different kinds of, I teach stats, so I keep coming back to statistical packages, we just want to show them. I don't really want to spend $12,000 for a license for this software. I just want my students to have an opportunity to take a glance at it. So if you've got 50 students in the class and 10 laptops, get those 10 laptops to download a free demo version of it and let everybody sit around and play with it. It's just that little bit of extra freedom that you'll get to do that. Or, some examples here, if, for photo editing or creative things, there's tons of them. We talked about submitting to the PDs. They love it. They love it. If you get your students to get something accepted in any one of the big educational PDs, they will love you forever. Not necessarily wireless, but a lot more students are becoming comfortable using Wikis in classes as well. I tried one a couple of years ago. I had 135 students in the class, so it was a big class to wrangle. We broke it into 4 groups, and they did 4 Wikis. And a wiki is really just a place where a whole group of people can get together and contribute to the same document. But it's a living document like a web page, so there can be lots of links and things. What I used it for was a class on disorders of childhood or on exceptional children, and all we covered were the disorders. We didn't cover giftedness, but giftedness is an exceptionality. So I let them go out on their own and learn about giftedness and then build wikis about all the different aspects of gifted children, and they turned out amazingly well. There's going to be technical glitches and bumps along the way, and all the students won't be comfortable all the time, nor will you. TAs will be a saving grace with this. But it really is fun for them to try something new. Just don't penalize them too much. But you're going to see, next couple of years, I don't even know what to tell you you're going to expect to see in the classroom. The academic integrity bit relating to these things is a big piece. And that's another thing that you need to sort of keep in mind with that classroom, is that we used to be worried about who sat beside whom. That's not as much of an issue anymore as me being able to sit here on my, they're probably too loud, which is good. I'm taking a test and I just take that picture of that test. And now I just text MMS that picture to you because I just wrote my answer on it and you can read it. And there's all kinds of variations on a theme of that. You know, one of the things students will do now is they'll get people to outside the classroom to sit on a computer and they'll just Google all the answers to everything. So all you got to do is send the questions and Google it. You know, it's out there, but it's the world that we're living in, so we're going to have to find ways around it. I don't know. Cell phones and any PDA, anything that fits in your hand is going to be an issue. But with Bluetooth now, I mean, you can have somebody with an earpiece in and you'll never see their cell phone. Some people said we should have metal detectors as people walking into exams, but you know, they're not all metal. There's a lot of things. So it does sort of beg the question, what's the next stage? What do they do here now during exams? They get you to check your cell phone at the front, or can you take it? You just don't?
You can't take it.
You can't have it with you?
You can't have it. It has to be at the front. You can't have it on you or you're kicked out of the exam.
But of course, if you don't tell them you've got it, they have no way of knowing.
Yeah. But
you
if
know,
you see it in your pocket and everything, like
they're really strict about it? That's here at
I've
Carleton.
seen people get kicked out.
Have you? So you can't just sort of sit down and put your cell phone on your desk.
No, and they'll notice if they look, they creep.
They creep. And we have proctors where that's not profs doing their own thing. Yes?
I think the other thing is just how quickly this is going to change. I did 2 placements in career counseling here. The first one I did in the springtime, and I'm giving the exact same workshop.
Yep.
These were alum, and then I gave the same workshop in the fall, which were first years. So just in the difference of, 4 years,
Yeah.
I could never go more than 2 or 3 PowerPoint slides. So this was classes where we brought in toys to play with, very interactive.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe the difference in that cohort between 3 or 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
And imagine what's going to be
in 3 or 4 more years, and that's why as soon as you, as long as you're graduate students and you're out moving around on the student side of things, even though you are moving in a different sphere than the undergrads, I know that you're still moving around more on the student side of things. You stay fairly agile with everything. Once you get into teaching, you get locked down because now you've got your course that you developed last year. And ideally, you'll teach it again next year because you want to get some value out of all that prep time. And on it goes, and on it goes. And that's when it gets tougher to move with the times. Like, you will never be as flexible as you are right now. But we're not going to have a choice in and out. Like I say, even this whole argument about why do you need wireless, I don't know if it's accurate or not. I think it may be a little long. But the word is Ottawa is going to be pan-city wireless in a year and a half anyway. And if the whole city has wireless internet, then what is the point of us arguing about putting tinfoil on people's heads in order to block out the waves, right? It won't matter. Or, like I say, those little rocket sticks, they call them. We don't need wireless at Carleton, or you don't need wireless at any other university for that to bring the internet into the classroom. So now the question is, we got to start thinking of really fun things to do. Almost every student has a cell phone. They may not all have laptops, but boy, oh boy, they all have cell phones. So maybe our next step is we have to find out cell phone activities that we can get them to do.